When you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. That's how change occurs. You agree with me that the topic, building an environment for success, is germane. Everyone wants success. And today I have my resource persons, in person of Dr. Olusegun Adeleye, who is a copywriter, an advocate for human capital development, and also an author of what to do to be successful. You are welcome, Dr. Adeleye.
Welcome, sir.
It's nice having you. I also have Mr. Adeola, Adebola. He is a public affairs analyst, and he also happens to be an assistant director in the Federal Character Commission. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Nice to
Pleasure having both of you.
Yes.
And the topic once again is building an environment for success. Success doesn't just come; it has to be worked for. Dr. Adeleye, how do we build an environment for success?
Thank you very much, the host. Environment is a very broad concept. Looking at it, when you look at environment as a word, it entails many things. You talk of human beings' interaction with the environment, with their surroundings. And when you talk of the surroundings, it entails many components. We can talk of a physical environment, talk of biological environment, and infrastructural. These are environmental, emotional side of life. Is part of our environment. Spirituality too is another environment that is not visible, but it's real. It can be so abstract, but that's where lies life itself. So just let me still hold on that.
Well, thank you so much. Maybe I can also have your perspective on how do we build an environment for success.
Thank you very much, sir. Building an environment for success, it's very, very essential, because success involves something like a seed, and it needs an enabling environment to grow.
So someone needs to sow a seed.
You have to sow a seed. And that seed, you have to be prepared, and that seed has to be in the right environment. Because no matter how good you are, if you have a bad system, it will always defeat a good man. And at times, even if you are a bad person, if you have a good system, you can develop. So the environment is very, very essential before success can be established.
Well, you want to consider the individual differences and how they should situate themselves into an environment that can breed success.
Yes, the individual differences is very essential. Everybody's born different, bred different. We have different experiences growing up, and that's what makes us unique. But that uniqueness, we should not lose it in our environment, because everybody brings his own uniqueness, his own special way of doing things. And when that environment enables everybody's differences to become, how will I put it now, to become positive, then you can have success. It means you might have to accommodate people you don't necessarily share the same views with for the sake of success. You have to accommodate some, let me put quote and unquote, weird people, because that is their weirdness, but you know they are good at what they do. And you have to accommodate them and allow them to grow.
And they also have their relevance.
They always have their relevance, and they have their role.
Challenging individuals.
Yes.
To pursue,
of course,
the right way.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Dr. Adeleye, I deliberately asked that question because I believe everybody wants a nice environment where everything has been provided. What do you feel an individual should continue to consider? if an environment is not that suitable? So how does a person forge ahead in life?
Really, that's why an individual must be able to identify his or her gifts, what he or she is good at. You must really understand that.
When you are talking about gifts, like
dancing is a gift, footballing is a gift, writing is a gift. This one we are doing too is a gift. Not every person can really talk, no, like that. It's a gift. They are skills too. We can consider as a soft skills in some areas. One should be able to really identify that talent or gift or these skills that he possesses, and must really search for where he can really thrive. So the environment at which he or she is going to operate will determine how far that person will go. So at times, policy can determine how far such a person can go if is in an organizational setting.
I want you to justify, because we have even very young people, even old people in remote areas where the resources are not available, and they come out in a sterling pattern. What do you think has accounted for that? The innate something is there, the hereditary something is there. You see, when you talk of talent, is a sort of an artistic thing. It can be innate, it can be hereditary. And now, something that is hereditary, by the time you now have access to more tools that will make you to develop that innate ability, such a person will go far in life. So there's this innate ability, there's this hereditary that is innate in every person that can really come out if he has a very good environment to thrive. I just quickly want to recall a quote. We said that some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. If you want to situate that quote, how does an individual who is not born great and who does not have a greatness thrust upon themselves, so how does he survive?
Because I think that saying was by Shakespeare. And if you look at the history of great men, they'll fall into one or either of those three categories. Yeah. They were born, parental, whatever, princes, whatever. Some achieve it just by dint of hard work and maybe luck and just everything working together. And some, it's just thrust onto them. They didn't know what they were doing and the greatness just comes. But now, everything, just like you said, has to do with environment. If you're a fantastic footballer now, you're very good, you're training well, you just have the innate talent as a good footballer. And I hope somebody will not say I mentioned their village. You're in one funny village somewhere, I don't know, maybe close by here, and your football is just there on the field until somebody comes and now says, oh, this talent is more suitable in this environment. That is when the greatness will now come. There are many people that could be wonderful mathematicians, but they never had the enabling environment to thrive, to grow.
Something that will bring out...
To bring out the best of them. Because if you look at even when England and all those other countries had their industrial revolution, it was the ideas meeting the people with money. Sometimes you're scrolling through, you hear somebody has invented this, has invented that. Yes, but who is seeing it as a business opportunity? Facebook, all that started as a small thing in their rooms, but somebody saw the business in it, and it grew. And to an extent, that is for us in this part of the world, that is still something we lack a little bit. Somebody seeing something and seeing how to grow with it and run with it and scale it up, and it becomes big. So that small idea is not just isolated. People can cooperate around it, and everybody brings the idea, and it now becomes an idea that is bigger than the individual, not just one individual. Because most of the time, look at most of our businesses, it really survives the first owner because the system, the environment is not there to enable it to thrive.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm still going to take you
no problem
on. recently, we learned of a 17-year-old girl who discovered AI. I mean, who discovered, used AI
To do something.
to do something.
Yes.
And that gadget that she produced is capable of doing so many operations. You don't need app, you don't need so many other things to enable you to work. What is industrial people, companies, government, what are they doing?
I think her story is not the first time. There are lots of young people that have done something like that. But this one now is because, okay, we have the enabling environment for us to hear what she's done. Because everybody now, you are just one step away from the whole world hearing about you. You do something, you put it online, everybody knows about you. But now the idea is there. Where is the environment? Because now she has the idea. It now remains probably investors to invest in her idea, somebody to see how our idea can make money. And if you don't mind me saying, somebody greedy enough to take that idea and make profit out of it. Because
Oh, you mean passionate enough?
I think I want to use the word greedy. Passion is good. But most of the industries that were built, the big companies were built by greedy men. They wanted more. Passion, yes. Because passion, some of us equate passion with something what we love. But for me, I see passion as something that will make you do what you do even when you're not willing to do it. I hope you understand passion. It's not what you love, because as a footballer now, yeah, I love playing football. But passion means that a day I wake up, I cannot train. I have to get up. I feel aches in my back, I have to get up. That's where the passion comes in. But most young people see passion as doing what you love. For me, passion is doing what you have to do even when you cannot do it. Something that takes you.
When there are challenges,
when there are challenges,
and you still feel
have to get up and do it. I have to get up and do it.
Yeah.
So that's where passion is, not what you love. Because most of the time, even ask the best people at what they love, there are some days they don't feel like doing anything. So it's that enabling environment. Somebody sees that girl, bank sees her, venture capitalist sees her, and they put money. I mean, if she's with her idea now, somebody puts 100 million on her, and is not expecting profit in the next 5 years. How many people can do that in this country? So that's where the enabling environment comes in.
Thanks so much. Dr. Adeleye, I want to ask you, what brought this idea of you writing the book on what to do to be successful?
In fact, this is something that I've had in mind since long, and I've been looking for a way of trying to correct certain narration that I'm somehow familiar with. I discovered that people have tried so much in life, trying to do one thing or the other, trying to get things across.
Trying to find their feet?
Their feet. Even despite all acquisition of knowledge via their degrees and so, you still find out that they are not really pressing forward. And I said, look, and in the same system, you see somebody achieving a lot. So that man comes, and I discovered that in this life is two things: failure, success. And you know, when you succeed in a thing, nobody will remember those failures that have really passed. You know, that such a person has really undergone.
It's you that you know that you have.
Yeah. So, but you know, and I discovered that nobody celebrates failure. Everybody celebrates success. And how can I put this thing? How can this one be something? No, I discovered that success itself is an art, as I've said earlier, and it's a science. An art in the sense that, you know, is somehow creative in nature. Through your creativity, you can, you know, you can get results of some of these things. And when we talk of success, I discovered that success can be measured. You know, the growth that have been attained, you know, can be measured. I was now thinking, how can I put this thing in paper that will really be a guide, even for some people that are struggling. So I went to a training, a copywriting training, and after we finished for some weeks, we got to the second stage of the training, whereby we had to embark on a project. And initially when we started that project, we were told that we must pick a topic that we are going to write upon, that we have passion for, and that we are going to launch. And I got that vision there, and that's I have to key in. And we started that thing, and with those hard work and some other thing, the coach that has really led us, he really took us through that rigorous something, and we went on, and that's how I now came up with that book. And something has been in me that I really want to showcase to the world and say it can happen. Success can be achieved collectively, individual. I discovered that no person that God created that doesn't have something that can be developed, that
cannot be developed.
That cannot be developed, and that can turn to be a commercial thing, that can added value that people can buy. You see, so and that's how I look at what can affect all that every person is really struggling with, and that can really get solution in getting that thing that person have in mind.
Well, I'm going to ask Mr. Adebola on what are the challenges? What do you consider to be the challenges facing people, staring people in the face, in not succeeding, in not understanding how to go about their success?
There are lots of challenges. But first, when we say success, I think in the course of reading articles, I came across one funny article, somebody that defines success. And for him, that definition has stayed with me for a long time. The guy said, I think he said, success is when you choose the problems you want. Most of us see success as maybe absence of problems. I've made money, I've built houses, I'm on the top of my game. But at times it's not like that. There are lots of people that have lots of money and they don't feel successful. Or they are not judged successful. And there are some, they just live in one house and they're judged successful in what they do. So and that's the with me that when you are able to choose the problems you want. Let me give you a simple example. A person like Aliko Dangote now, if it's money-wise, you can say he's been successful since the 70s. But he's still embarked to build a refinery. That means he's choosing a problem that he wants to solve. When somebody takes and says, okay, I want to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, they're already successful, but they're choosing. So that means they are choosing the problems they want. So now the enabling environment is one, or what will make people not maybe achieve their best in life. One is environment. Then I think another thing is probably doubt. We doubt ourselves. The society makes us doubt ourselves. And maybe we hesitate. We procrastinate. I'm going to do this when I'm so. When I'm retired, I'm going to start a farm. What if you start a farm today? What stops you?
Grow is small.
You start small. Everything in life must grow. As human beings, we started as a small cell, and we grew and we grew. They gave birth to us as a baby. We grew to become whatever we become. Everything in life starts small and grows. But most of the time, we're not patient. If, as somebody said again, if it takes you a long time to take a decision on something, that thing is going to be successful for a long time. Now, you want to build a house. You can plan it for 3 months. So that means a long-term thing, and that thing is going to be big. But if somebody asks you, what are you going to eat for dinner? Okay, I'm going to eat eba. It's not a big decision. I can take it quickly. So, but for us to, the ability for people to see the big picture and know where you are going and how you are going to get
vision.
You have a vision. Where am I going? Okay, in 5 years, I want to save 5 million. In 5 years, assuming. That is a goal. That means anything that is not going to make me save that 5 million is a distraction.
You wave it off.
I have to cut it off. And I focus on that. And you narrow it, and you have that eagle's eye view. Anything that is not helping me get to where I'm going is stopping me from getting there. And we start going forward. The ability to stick to it, see the big picture, and stay focused. I think that is what we lack. And we've heard it several times, but it's just for us to be able to cut out distractions and just stay on what we want, and use everything to get to where we are going.
Actually, that's the but in so many people's approach to life. Dr. Adeleye,
Yes.
As a human capital developer, how are you seeing people who have good vision and are not ready to have a tailor-made or their own unique approach to life? He just talked about people having vision, but along the line, they still want to enjoy themselves. So what's your advice to them?
See, my advice, let me just coin it, like say a success formula. Let me put it that way. You see, because whatever you are doing, even when you have vision, there are certain things, there are certain principles you have to follow. You must be very, very disciplined. In fact, the discipline aspect of it is almost about 50% of it. You have to be very disciplined.
Stay focused.
Stay focused. Then almost the consistency have to be there. And that's almost about 25% of your consistency in order to get that thing done. Then your mindset is very, very vital. Somebody said that your attitude will determine your altitude. The mindset is very, very vital when it comes to having success.
And that's the propelling force.
Propelling force. You see, the mindset is very, very, and then there's no way the hard work. You have to, the hard work doesn't kill, you know, but you have to hard work. Then you must be very smart. The hard work and the smartness at work too, almost about 5% of it. If you calculate that thing that is almost 100%. With all this formula, you see, it's guaranteed that that person will surely be successful.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, it is your image, and we're still talking about building an environment for success. And I have with me Dr. Olusegun Adeleye, a copywriter, human capital development person, also an author. I also have Mr. Adebola, a public affairs analyst, who have been talking about the way forward, the way people must prepare themselves. Of course, we will not be able to continue this program because of time. For want of time, we want to say thank you for being here. And I want to remind my viewers that just according to Gillian Michael said, it's not about perfect, it's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. So, and that's how change also occurs. So, until next week, I want to say thank you for staying with us, and I want to thank Dr. Adeleye for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Adebola, you still be with me next week?
No problem.
When we are going to conclude this topic.
Definitely. Thank you, sir.
Yes, I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you. Let's conclude the topic together next week. I say bye. Your uncle, Anchor-Akin Okudero. Stay blessed.